What's up, YouTube? It's Mateo from iQuit-Smoking.com. It is an absolutely beautiful day out today, and I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Is not drinking my new normal? Is not drinking my new normal? And I would have to say it is with a resounding yes. It is my new normal. It's been almost 6 weeks since I've had a drink, and I have to say that the idea of drinking right now is such a strange concept to me. Like, I don't really even think about it anymore. I don't know, it's just something I just don't think about doing anymore. And I know you're gonna say, well, it's only been 6 weeks and yada yada yada, but it's not like I'm fighting this at all. I mean, this honestly seems like a natural progression in my life, and it feels absolutely like what I should be doing with my life. I'm one of those people that wants to live to be 100 years old. I don't want to die young. I want to live the best life and longest life possible. And that means you need to feel good. You need to be, it's really difficult to be 100% healthy in all aspects of life, but it's important to feel good all the time. So yeah, not drinking just seems like the natural progression of things in my life. It's not, I didn't hit rock bottom or something bad happened or I got into an accident or anything like that. I just feel that I'm at the peak of my life right now. I'm 40 years old. I feel like I'm at, possibly not the absolute peak of my life, and I'd like to think that that's true. But I am at a great stage in my life, and I want to make it even more awesome. And so I tried this experiment, and I really love it a lot, and it's totally working out for me. I'm more productive than I've ever been, and just look at this YouTube channel, for instance. I make a video every week now. It used to not be that way. There used to be weeks and sometimes months in between videos. Now it's like, it is no big deal to come out to the park every week on my day off and make a video. It just seems like some natural progression of things in my life. I just feel good all the time. I can't really explain it. I mean, if I'm going to be honest, this last week has been kind of difficult, and I've had spurts of just random depression where I just feel sorry for myself or just down on myself for no reason, but it goes away quickly. And at the end of the day, anything like that is certainly better than a hangover. I haven't had a hangover in almost 6 weeks, and that feels absolutely amazing. One important revelation that I've had in this past week is that now I can officially say that there is nothing in front of me in my own life moving forward. There is nothing in front of me that's going to make me start drinking again. And I always had one major hang-up, and I have to be brutally honest here and admit the truth that the one hang-up in my life was my ex, because he was a very, very heavy drinker. Being an alcoholic is kind of a harsh word, but he liked to drink a lot, and I never not drank with him. Every single time he was always drinking, and in the back of my mind I always thought that I would get back together with him, and because he drank I would start drinking again. So that was always an internal hang-up in the back of my mind. But now that's not going to happen because times have changed, and he's with someone else or whatever, and so I can officially feel like there is literally nothing ahead of me to make me want to drink, and that is a fantastic feeling of absolute freedom. I know. It's a cheesy thing to say, is that, oh, you're hung up on him or whatever, but it's the truth, and I have to be brutally honest. That is the honest truth. But now that's been lifted, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I could really do this. I mean, there is literally nothing ahead of me to make me want to drink. Nothing. I mean, I could literally do this if I wanted to. And at this point in my life, I absolutely am. Looking back on my life and other people's lives, there are a lot of people in this world where their lives revolve around alcohol. Their relationship revolves around alcohol. Their friends and family revolve around alcohol. Any type of social event, they are drinking, it revolves around alcohol. It's just crazy to think about. I'm a bartender, and so I see stuff like this on a daily basis. I'll see a couple come in and they'll sit facing the bar and, not really being too affectionate towards each other, or they'll just sit on their phones facing forward, one sitting next to the other, and then I'll start serving them drinks. And by the third one, maybe he's turning this way, maybe she's kind of turning this way towards him, and then I'm still serving them drinks. And then by the 6th or 7th one, which some of them have absolutely, and that's not even that much, they're completely facing each other, and he has his hand on her thigh, and she has her hand around his neck, and they're just getting all goody two-shoes. I mean, for a lot of people that I'm observing while, when I'm not drinking, is that a lot of people's lives, their relationships revolve around alcohol. Like, it's going to take 3 beers or it's going to take at least 3 drinks in order for me to look at you. And then it's going to take 5 drinks and then I might start touching you. And then maybe after 10 drinks, we can have sex. It just, I'm not drunk enough to be attracted to you. I'm not drunk enough to have sex with you. I'm not drunk enough to even touch you, even though you're my wife or my girlfriend or whatnot, what have you. I've been in a relationship like that, and I see relationships like that, and that, in my opinion, is not a long-term strategy of a relationship. That relationship is doomed, because if you take alcohol out of the equation, they have nothing in common, probably, and so the relationship will just fizzle away. I've seen it happen. All these events around town, like all these sporting events and dance parties and stuff like that, it all just revolves around alcohol. I mean, you join a softball league and everybody drinks after every game, or there's a party before a game, or there's a party the night before the game, and after every game in the tournament. I mean, is there any place that doesn't have alcohol at this point? But whatever, I mean, that's besides the point. I'm not here to judge. You can live whatever life that you choose. It's your life, it's your choices. I can't force those choices on you. All I'm saying is that I feel pretty freaking amazing at this point in my life, and I just wish that I had done this before. I'm 40 years old, and I'm just now discovering how absolutely awesome life can be, like all the time. I mean, in my 20s, I'm so far from that. I was just messed up all the time, like every day. Sometimes I think that I should be much more worse off physically and mentally than I am now, because I used to do a lot of bad stuff, and here I am today without all that, and I'm very, very thankful. I just feel that this is absolutely the best thing that I could do for myself, besides quitting smoking. That's the first thing that you should do for yourself. But imagine not smoking or drinking. Those are the 2 things that I did the most all of my 20s and my 30s. I smoke and drank. Everybody smokes and drinks. I mean, those are the 2 biggest things. I can't even imagine not doing them, but I'm at this stage of my life and I'm like, man, have I been missing out? I guess you could say I'm in the process of eliminating everything in my life that makes me feel bad. I mean, the majority of people I feel in this world do a lot of bad things to themselves, and that's because of habit or because of society and peer pressure. We do things that make us feel bad, but we keep doing them because that's just the way it's always been. I know there's a lot of people out there who wished that they didn't smoke. Pretty much everyone who is a smoker wishes they didn't smoke. So I know that those people exist. I'm sure there's also people that, although they drink, wish they didn't, because they know that you feel better when you don't, but because of the environment around them, they're stuck drinking. I'm sure there's thousands of people like that. But on the flip side, I know for a fact that there are a lot of people out there who can't even imagine life without drinking. I mean, if some of my customers at my bar, if I would say to them, hey, yo, I don't drink, they'd be like, what? Like, why? Are you crazy? Who doesn't drink? What is life without drinking? There are a lot of people that think like that, and honestly, I don't want to be one of them. I don't want to feel that I need 10 drinks in my stomach in order to talk to you, in order to be social, in order to have sex with you, in order to kiss you, to touch you, to do anything with you. I don't need to have a belly full of booze. So do I miss drinking? No, not really. I'll tell you one thing for sure, is that you have so much more time when you don't drink. Suddenly, there's all this time in the day. I almost have too much time on my hands. I used to think that life was passing me by, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this or feel the same way, is that, when you're drinking all the time, life kind of does just whiz by day after day after day. You sleep like crap, and a lot of your night, 3 or 4 hours sometimes, is devoted to drinking. Yeah, you don't have much time to do other stuff, and when you remove all of that, you have that extra 3-4 hours a day. And so I'm finding myself right now with I've already accomplished all these things already today, and it's only 3 in the afternoon. Yeah, I used to think that time flies by and that life was passing me by, but now I feel as if it's almost coming to a complete standstill. You have so much more time when you don't drink. It's crazy. time to be productive, time to go out and do stuff, time to plan your next vacation, or time to do nothing, to just sit on the couch and do absolutely nothing and just feel at peace and harmony with oneself and not have anything in your system. That's crazy. I used to think, well, I've got nothing to do, let's go to the bar. It didn't matter what time it was. It could be 4 in the afternoon, it could be 1 in the morning. But I'm bored, let's go drink. But by being bored, and this is very important, when I say I'm bored, let's go drink, that means that I'm wanting to put off the really productive things that I could be doing if I wasn't drinking. But drinking just sounds like more fun at that moment. But I'm putting off the really important stuff. And we all have important stuff in our lives that we need to take care of. But for some reason, drinking becomes top priority over that. I mean, we can go through our lives and be successful and have family and friends and the nice house and all this stuff that you've ever, the American dream or what have you. But and everyone is different, but there's always something in the back of your mind that is even bigger than what you're doing, the really big stuff. And it's just it's too much to do. It's too much work. It's too much effort. And I would rather just go out and have a beer. And so you put it off and you put it off and you put it off. And although you're successful, although you're genuinely happy with your life, there's always that something that, you've always wanted, but, you just become complacent. That's where I am at this point in my life. I'm actually doing some of the things that I thought were really big, that drinking kind of made me avoid the situation. Like making a video every week. Before I would be like, I'll put it off. I can do one next week, or I'll do one the week after that, or I promise the week after that. No, now I have no problem coming out here every week and being productive and creative. Keeping the house clean on a regular basis, that's a huge one for me. I'm sure it's a huge one for a lot of people, but keeping your house clean, like cleaning it weekly, that's something that I never did before, and now all of a sudden, my house is spotless all the time. I'm actually getting ready to buy my first home too, and that's another huge crazy thing that I used to put off. I probably would have rented for another year if, when you're drinking every night, you're not really focusing your mindset on moving forward and buying a house or buying a condo. You're too worried about working and then going out after work. That's your life. Except now, like I'm looking at stuff, I'm going on Zillow and I'm checking out properties and I'm getting ready to meet with a broker and a realtor. It's really exciting for me right now, and a lot of it has to do with having much more time in my day. I just have so much more time. It's crazy. So yeah, 6 weeks ago, I would have thought that, I was missing out on stuff. I was missing out on a party. I was missing out on a bar event. I was missing out, on a work party or anything like that. And now I feel the complete opposite. I mean, I feel like I'm moving forward at the speed of light, not just a turtle making it through life and making it to the end, but just being really slow about everything. Now I'm literally the coyote, just taking off, taking life by the horns and just going for it, just giving it all that I've got. I'm going to take life by the balls and literally string them out. So yeah, that's it for today. I actually can't wait until my next video, because who knows what awesome things are going to happen from now until the next week or the week after that when I make my next video. So I am super excited the way things are going. I hope this inspires you a little bit. You can do whatever you want in life. You just have to make that choice, and the choice is yours. You could have an exciting, really just captivating life, full of wonder, full of joy, full of absolute freedom. The choice is yours, my friends. Take care and have an awesome rest of the day.